Encryption serves to make our confidential communications just as safe as face-to-face communications. And so law enforcement will have to investigate crime just as offline crime, which means following traces, infiltrating groups. Certainly in the digital world that requires training, it requires resources, and it requires specialized services that know how to investigate in digital evidence. And there remains a lot to do because a 20th century police cannot deal with 21st century crime.
First of all, it is to ensure privacy, data protection at the same time with having an efficient way of law enforcement. And of course that can be a challenge because many are thinking that these two elements are confrontative to each other.
When discussing about encryption, I think many people are referring to the challenges for law enforcement. But generally speaking, we're seeing many upsides for the industry in respect to the trust of users in the internet. And now, speaking about law enforcement, I think there is now more metadata available they can use than ever before. So I think it should be our objective to make sure that police is getting the data they need, but at the same time safeguarding the privacy of our users.
We believe encryption as a system should be available for all kinds of communications online. There is no solution that will weaken encryption without compromising security. So we're talking about security versus security argument here. While trying to provide or ensure national security, we are under the risk of compromising cybersecurity and the network security as a whole, which would put all the internet users at risk.
The law enforcement are always going to be too late because whenever they ask for backdoors or erosion of trust in encryption, the criminals will move on to another platform. And so it is never worth taking away rights to try to get to criminals because they're always a step ahead.
It's always a tension because without encryption we would have many people that are able to intercept our communications and steal our stuff and empty our bank accounts. At the same time, if everything is encrypted all the time for everyone, then it's very hard for police to do their work.
There is a challenge, a very specific challenge, when encryption is abused for criminal purposes. And that's the challenge that we're talking about today. And the main challenge that results is that there is a risk of a space where our values and norms no longer apply. A space that is not accessible to anyone. That can be the parents when the child is in an end-to-end encrypted conversation with a child abuser, but that can also be the companies who are trying to make sure that they keep a clean space, and that can be law enforcement who are trying to find traces of crimes. So what we want is a balanced discussion that is based on the facts, that takes a problem-oriented approach, and that finds the right solutions for the different types of the problem.